I would say that the things that bring people to Siteimprove the most are our behavior tools, because they are typically a little bit easier to understand and more visually oriented than some of our other tools in the space. So I want to walk through those today just to give you an idea of how you might use these. And I'll start off with one that is probably the most popular that I see people talk about the most, which is behavior maps. Something that's kind of unique to Siteimprove is that we have a behavior map solution that's built right into our analytics tool. Whereas with other services like Google, you'd have to go out and purchase something like Crazy Egg or Hotjar, and there wouldn't be that way to tie things together as well. So behavior maps are a way of evaluating the on-page experience for a visitor. We have a lot of tools that will show you how someone got to a page and the path that they took after. But this is specifically geared towards what did they do when they were on my page? What are the hotspots? And that's just for our heat map. So we're just showing you with an overlay from a color visual standpoint, a little bit more qualitative, where the hotspots are on the page. So it looks like athletics is a pretty big deal for those that are going to this page. And this is specifically for those referred from search engines. I can turn this off to get an overall view in the last 30 days of how this page is being used. But this is a good place to start in just seeing where the eye is drawn. But if you want to get more specific, you can work your way over to the right. We have other map variations like the scroll map that are going to show how far down visitors are willing to engage with the page. And we can do this for different types of devices. So for example, mobile, and I'm sure you're getting sick of my spiel at this point, so Joe, but I say the same thing pretty much for every version of this map. But one thing we try to do with responsive designs is fit the same amount of content on a mobile device as we do on a desktop device. And what we find is that thumbs get tired and they don't always make it all the way down to the bottom. So if you're trying to make adjustments based on browser type, based on device type and screen resolution, you can use this to inform those decisions and help explain and tell a story about why we need to shorten things up and maybe simplify based on the screen real estate that's being used. For those of you that are more numbers driven, the click map is going to give you more numbers related to the clickable elements on a page. So how many times is this learn more button clicked? I can hover over that and see that it was 6. I can see the difference between that and view all news. And I can compare these things by selecting these elements and reviewing them at the top of the screen. So kind of like I was mentioning earlier, it depends on the question that you're trying to ask. And our goal here is to show you what these tools are and where they're at so that when a question does come up, you can kind of have that light bulb moment and say, oh, Tony mentioned that behavior maps can show me how visitors engage with the page. Let's go check that out. Questions about this feature so far?
I click on behavior maps and I'm not seeing the map. Is that just because there's no data available?
Very good point. So when I mentioned earlier that everything, I should have said almost everything in Siteimprove Analytics is retroactive, one of the things that is not is the behavior map. So until you tell us this is a page that we would like to track on-page click data for, we will not have it in here. And for that reason, it's one of the tools I like to show off first because I want people to get in there, add their maps in, and then they will have that data when those questions come up. So you have up to 250 of these. You're barely using a fifth of them right now. And it's really easy to come in and add them just by searching for a page, either by the title or the URL.
Okay.
And Emily, that's something that we can support with. Siteimprove is something that we're leveraging a lot more this year than we have in the past. And that's just with the change of structure that we had shared earlier with all of you. So everything with behavior maps, with key metrics, with funnels, all of that we're looking into and adding more and more as we move forward. So if you, I guess with the comment of 1/5 there, we know we have a long ways to go. We're excited to get started with that even more.
Okay.